What is going on, my beautiful brothers and sisters? The UFC 323 final pay-per-view of 2025 is upon us. This is going to be my full card breakdown of this card. We are going to start at the bottom of the card, work our way to the top. There will be timestamps throughout the video, so you can just click through to each fight that you would want to watch. Until then, let's get into it, guys. It's going to be a banger of an event. I'm absolutely excited. And the first fight of the night is going to be Muhammad Naimov taking on Myron Santos. We have Tajikistan versus Brazil. Listen, guys, Muhammad Naimov, Hillman, 13-3 record. He is a large featherweight. He comes in here boasting a 70-inch reach. The dude can wrestle, but he also likes to get it done with his striking. If you look at Muhammad Naimov, he loves the spinning attack. He has underrated power in his hands. And a lot of people will tell you that Muhammad Naimov doesn't have finishing ability. I'm here to tell you that's some bullshit. Look, he might not have killer instinct. I do agree with that. But he has the ability to finish people. He has the power, and he has the abilities to get submissions. He has the abilities to find finishes with his hands and feet. I think Muhammad Naimov is being underrated for his danger factor here. On the other side, we do have Myron Santos, a Brazilian kickboxer. This guy is young. He has shown us good ability, good hips, good takedown defense, but he has beaten nobody of any real name value. So Myron Santos, I do believe, is being overinflated of his stock here. 17-1, shiny record, but really there's no depth to it. So I think Muhammad Naimov here as a 3-1 underdog is going to be my pick. Muhammad Naimov here, official underdog target, first fight of the night. You've got the BetSam seal of approval to go dog chasing, try and get one in straight away off the rip. 3 times your money here, Muhammad Naimov. And I'm going to say right here, look, it's likely to be a Muhammad Naimov decision victory where he utilizes grappling and striking. But don't be surprised if you see Muhammad Naimov get it done with the hands, with the striking or the submission as well. So my official prediction, first fight of the night, Muhammad Naimov wins by decision. Guys, let's move on to the second bout of the night, which is going to be Mansour Abdul-Malik taking on Antonio Trashcan Tracoli. This guy is 6'5". That is, a huge, very tall middleweight, and he does absolutely nothing with that size. 80-inch reach, does nothing with it. Mansour Abdul-Malik, on the other hand, 8-0, shiny record. He trains, at a good gym there. He goes out there. He hasn't exactly competed and performed at the level that we had hoped and anticipated after his Dana White's Contender Series showing, but he has continued to win, so Mansour Abdul-Malik in this spot here, he should smoke. He's a minus 1,000 favorite. I expect him to go out here and finish Antonio Tracoli in the first 2 rounds. I want to say round 1, but, it could spill into the second round as well, depending on if some funky stuff happens in the first round. But official prediction is going to be Mansour Abdul-Malik to win by knockout. I'm not going to spend too much time on that one. Let's move along. Iwo Baraniewski taking on Ibo Aslan. This is Poland versus Turkey. Guys, Ibo Aslan, he used to be something. People were talking about the legendary Turkish power. This guy was gathering some hype, But unfortunately, he wasn't beating anybody of any consequence. A knockout over Rafael Sequeira isn't going to do anything for me. On the other side here, we do have Iwo Baraniewski, who seems to be a powerful grappler, a powerful striker, but again, has beaten nobody of any real consequence. So it's 2 guys with, resumes that haven't exactly showed us that they're proven. The only thing that you can say, though, is that Ibo Aslan has showed us he has a hole in the grappling department. So for that reason, we're going to assume that Iwo Baraniewski is going to be able to go out here and potentially exploit that. I'm going to take Iwo Baraniewski to win this fight. Low confidence. Low confidence. I'm not all over Iwo Baraniewski, especially as a 2-1 favorite here. And personally, I would like to see Ibo Aslan win. But I'm going to take Iwo Baraniewski to win this fight. I'm going to say he wins by submission or KO. Give me Iwo Baraniewski. I'll say KO. Let's go Iwo Baraniewski to win this fight by knockout. He won his last fight by knockout. So, give me the Polish newcomer to win and defeat Ibo Aslan by KO. So that's where we're going to run with that one. Then we have Edson Barboza versus Jalen Turner. And this is a matchup I get excited for. When we're talking pay-per-views, I like fights where we have guys that we have deep records. We have a good showing of them, that we can look back through Edson Barboza's long and lengthy UFC career. We can look back and see all of the bouts that we've seen from Jalen Turner. This isn't a question mark fight to me. There are some question marks surrounding each of the fighters' motivations leading into this one. We have Edson Barboza, who is probably absolutely on the brink of retirement here. He's discussed it within interviews. His family wants him to retire. He's made promises to them that at some point he'll retire. His eye is drooping off the side of his head here. And Jalen Turner, who has retired, coming back now, people are asking, is it a cash grab? Is this just him showing up for a paycheck here because it's close to Christmas time? I'm going to lean towards no. I'm actually a Jalen Turner fan. I've reached out to him through the DMs. I actually do think Jalen Turner is a specimen, and he can go out here and really re-cement himself inside of the lightweight division. It's a Barboza, man. This dude has looked increasingly bad. If you go back through and you look through his record here, his fights against Sadiq Youssef, his fights against Lerone Murphy, his last fight against Tracoli Close, he is not performing. It's not only that he's not going out here and doing what he needs to do, he's really not performing in these bouts, and he's taking damage. So, in an interview, if you want to watch Edson Barboza's most recent interview, you can go find that on MMA Junkie. You can see that Edson Barboza says when he's talking about this matchup, the question asked to him was, Edson, what is your game plan here going to? He said, game plan same as all my other fights. It's going to be war. Now, listen, if you're Edson Barboza and you're saying it's going to be war against Jalen Turner has about a 95% round one finish rate. So, Edson Barboza, you're not going to get a war. You're going to get fucking flatlined if you don't come in here with a goddamn game plan. So, that's where I'm going to go with that one. Leg one, slam of the week, Jalen Turner. Not by war. I think he steamrolls Edson Barboza, goes out here and gets it done, most likely in round one. Give me Jalen Turner to win this fight inside the distance. Then we have Marvin Vettori taking on Bruno Ferreira. Guys, Marvin Vettori, 19-9 record. Boy, has that taken an absolute dive. Bruno Ferreira on the other side here, 14-2. I'm just going to say one word when it comes to this matchup, and that is, that one word is momentum. Bruno Ferreira has it. Marvin Vettori does not. He has momentum. He's going to go out here. Marvin Vettori, people are going to talk about the cardio. He's not showed us that he can make it do anything in recent times. I'm going to take Bruno Ferreira here as a slight dog. A lot of people aren't going to be happy with that pick. Marvin Vettori, man, he's going to have to show me that he can win a fight before I ever pick him against just about anyone in this middleweight division at this point. So give me Bruno Ferreira. Give me the Hulk to go out here. Land big on Marvin Vettori. Look, the guy's got legendary durability in Marvin Vettori. This is a 3-round fight. I'm going to say it's a Bruno Ferreira decision, damage-based decision here. Marvin Vettori might even land more significant strikes, but I think he's going to get landed on harder. So give me Bruno Ferreira to win this fight via decision. I would not be crazily shocked, though, if we did see Marvin Vettori get put down. But I'm going to say Bruno Ferreira wins this one by decision. Then we have Nazim Sadykhov taking on Firas Ziam. Guys, Firas Ziam is a guy that I believe in. Nazim Sadykhov is a guy that I believe in. Firas Ziam, coming out here, 6'1", big frame for the division. He showed that his grappling is catching up with his striking. I don't think it fucking matters here. I think Nazim Sadykhov is going to walk him down like a dog and land on him big, early, and often. I love the durability that we've seen from Nazim Sadykhov. He can fight from behind. He has submissions. This guy's an animal. I think he's got a perfect frame here at lightweight, 5'10". He's a big guy, comes in here, carries a lot of power. He has great striking. He has great defense. He's got good grappling. Give me Nazim Sadykhov all day at underdog pricing. Say less. Firas Ziam, you're good. Nazim Sadykhov, more danger. I think this is exactly what I'm looking for when I go for an underdog. Nazim Sadykhov, my favorite underdog on this card. Then we have Macy Barber taking on Karini Silva. Guys, I'm going to start this breakdown off with a very simple statement. I don't like Macy Barber. So you could say that there's bias here. It's not that I love Karini Silva. I don't like Macy Barber. I've never been a Macy Barber fan. I don't believe in her. I think that she overinflates her sense of self as far as her abilities inside of the octagon. And she talks about herself being the future of this division without really having many statement wins. So I'm going to take Karini Silva here. We've seen Macy Barber have health struggles. If she comes in here anything but 100%, I think Karini Silva is going to sense weakness. I think she's going to take over this matchup. I like Karini Silva. I think she's incredibly dangerous, the more dangerous of the two. So Karini Silva here, underdog money. It's an absolute yes from me. But as I say, this could be a bias pick here. So give me Karini Silva to go out here. I think she wins this fight by submission. I think Macy Barber makes a mistake and gives up a sub here. Gets finished. Then we have Terrence McKinney taking on Chris Duncan. Guys, Chris Duncan is a guy who has come out here and he's overperformed to my expectations after watching him on the Dana White's Contender Series. Firstly, get finished up by Vyacheslav Borchev, and then secondly, go out there and almost get finished up in his next Dana White's Contender Series showing. I didn't have high expectations of Chris Duncan, but he's gone out here and he's proved me wrong time and time again, and he might do it here again because I'm picking Terrence McKinney. Terrence McKinney to go out here, and I think he can land on Chris Duncan early and often and get him out of here. So I'm going to take Terrence McKinney in typical Terrence McKinney fashion. I think he can get it done in round one. It seems to be almost his fight-winning condition. Can he get this guy out of here in round one? I think if we get Terrence McKinney coming out here as the hurricane that he has been in the past year, he can land down the pipe here, hurt Chris Duncan. Once he has him wobbled, he goes into that killer instinct mode. Like no effort. The question is, can he get him out of here with the 40-second or 1-minute flurry that follows? And I think it is yes, because Chris Duncan has been fortunate. I won't say lucky, because I'll say fortunate, because he still has the skills to back himself up here. He's been fortunate to be able to land on fighters like Campbell, when he was hurt. He's been fortunate to be able to survive other fighters hurting him. I don't think you can do that against Terrence McKinney unless you got that Drew Dober level chin. So give me Terrence McKinney to win this fight in round one. I'll go with KO. I'll go with a knockout. Potentially, lands on him and then follows up with some ground and pound or colds him, because we know that Terrence McKinney has the ability to put people out. Then we have Grant Dawson taking on Manuel Torres. Guys, Manuel Torres, El Loco, comes in here, 16-3 record. He's very similar to a Terrence McKinney in the sense that he has a lot of round one finishing side. The other side of that coin, though, is I think that if Grant Dawson shoots a takedown, Manuel Torres is going to think he's going to get a guillotine. He's going to end up on the ground, and then I think it's Grant Dawson's world. I think he's going to be able to take over with an energy exchange here. Give me Grant Dawson to get one takedown on Manuel Torres, take out the steam from him, and then it's all his world. Whether it's a decision victory or a finish, it's Grant Dawson, KGD, all day, baby. Look, if it wasn't for the Bobby Green, dropped loss in round one, I think Grant Dawson's price tag here would be about $1.10. So I think we're actually getting a discount built in for that loss, and I don't expect it to be replicated here. Give me Grant Dawson to go out here and show levels in the grappling and get it done. Then we have Jan Blachowicz taking on Bogdan Guskov to open up the pay-per-view main card. We have the legendary Polish power, 29-11 record. This guy is 42 years old, taking on evil Anthony Smith, Bogdan Guskov, Uzbekistan's pride. I think Bogdan Guskov is legit, man. I questioned his ability to have success at a high level in the light heavyweight division because of the stance of his hands, because of his lackluster defense, but so far he's made it work for him, And I don't think that a 42-year-old Jan Blachowicz, despite being technical, despite having a grappling upside, I don't think he's going to be able to contend with the speed, the youth, and the power coming back his way. Bogdan Guskov comes at you with unorthodox strikes here, and if Jan Blachowicz gets beaten and bloodied up early, then it's going to be an ugly night here. There is a path to victory that I see for Jan Blachowicz, and that is take Bogdan Guskov's ass down straight away. Like run across that octagon, drag him down. But even then, grappling is the most difficult cardio-based system for a fighter at an older age. I think that is a fact. I don't think that is a question mark. I think if Jan Blachowicz goes out here and grapples and doesn't have, 100% success, he's going to exhaust himself. So give me Bogdan Guskov here. I think he puts him away, man. I think he knocks him out. I think Bogdan Guskov, round 2 KO, is going to be my official prediction for this bout. Then we have Henry Cejudo taking on Peyton Talbott. Guys, this is a 5'4" fighter taking on a 5'10" fighter in the bantamweight division. I know Henry Cejudo is an Olympic champion, 2-division champion inside the UFC, Triple C, the king of cringe, all the rest of it. Give me Peyton Talbott to fuck this absolute midget shit up. I think Peyton Talbott is a savage. I think he showed improvement. This guy's weird as hell. Look, his aura is crazy. Leg 2 slam of the week. Peyton Talbott goes out here, kicks Henry Cejudo's head off of his body. I think Peyton Talbott is exactly the type of fighter that can knock out a Henry Cejudo. There's a lot of firepower coming from Peyton Talbott, and he knows how to land. He knows how to walk forward and break people. Give me Peyton Talbott to win this fight by knockout, and that'll be the end of Henry Cejudo. He'll be retiring here on this pay-per-view. They'll have a tribute ready. That is my official prediction. Then we have Brandon Moreno, the pride of Mexico, taking on Tatsuro Taira, the Japanese superstar looking to make his way. This is a standout breakthrough performance waiting to happen, but I think the party's going to get spoiled by Brandon Moreno. I think that the old, skilled fighter in Brandon Moreno is going to be too much for Tatsuro Taira here. This is another fight, guys. This is a very rare card for me. You don't see BetSam picking 5, 6 underdogs on a card here. But we're picking underdogs in just about every single matchup because I don't understand the lines here. I don't understand why we're taking Tatsuro Taira unless it is that you believe he's going to backpack Brandon Moreno for 2 out of the 3 rounds and then he's going to win a decision off that, in which case, sure. But let's just say he doesn't get a couple of those takedowns. And then what? He's stuck on the feet with Brandon Moreno. He's in that Mexican boxing stance. He's landing clean on him, head side to side. He's not blinking at anything Tatsuro Taira is throwing back at him. Hell no. Give me Brandon Moreno to go out here, remind people that the assassin baby is still on the map, and I think he puts himself back into title contention. I fucking know that Brandon Moreno has not been able to get a win over Alejandro Pantoja. But I think he's still right here, man. He's so damn good. This reminds me of when Max Holloway was just in that featherweight division, just beating guys, and not being able to get past Alexander Volkanovski. You know, it's tough being the second best flyweight in the world, but I think that's what we've got here with Brandon Moreno. So we'll see, man. Then we have Alejandro Pantoja taking on Joshua Van in the co-main event. What a beautiful card we have here. We got the bantamweight title in the main event. We got the flyweight title in the co-main event. Some of the best skill that you're ever going to see displayed is going to be in both of these matchups here. Alejandro Pantoja versus Joshua Van. Full disclosure, you know, before this event started, I was thinking about picking a Joshua Van. I was like, man, Joshua Van is an underdog opportunity. That'd be cool, right? Then I slapped myself in the face and I realized Alejandro Pantoja is a goddamn fucking savage who is going to drag this dude down, body triangle him, and probably choke him out. I think Alejandro Pantoja goes out here, takes Joshua Van down, drowns him, and submits him within 3 rounds. That is the official prediction. And if you want to debate me about it, let's go toe-to-toe in the comment section. Let's go, Pantoja. The Cannibal gets it done. Hopefully we get to see that matchup between Pantoja versus Horiguchi, who just had a standout performance and UFC debut. Then it's main event time. Merab Dvalishvili taking on Petr Yan. This is the Machine versus No Mercy. Georgia versus Russia. Guys, we all want Petr Yan to win this, right? I think almost all of us, we love Petr Yan because of his fight style. It's exciting. He demonstrates very high-level striking. He gets in the pocket. He creates damage. The dude, you know, the fight name, No Mercy, his cold stare, all the rest of it, the Russian aura. We want Petr Yan to win this fight. I don't think it's going to happen, though. Merab Dvalishvili is the greatest bantamweight to ever walk planet Earth, and just effort alone, he cannot be matched. And his fight style is disgusting. It is difficult to deal with, and I think it's going to take a very special someone to get him out of there. I don't think it's going to be Petr Yan. Give me Merab Dvalishvili, and still, that is the breakdown. If you want to unlock my bets, my premium plays, my official round line lanes, all of my fights in a curated, beautiful package. Sign up to WeWantPicks.com/BetSam. The link is in the description. Code BetSam for 10% off. I'll see you all at the cash counter. Enjoy the fights, guys. Last pay-per-view of the year.